What is up, everybody? Blind Metal Gamer with you once again with another live stream here on the YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be discussing something that is very near and dear to me. It is near and dear to me as a gamer, as a streamer, as a wrestling fan, as a content creator. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long, long time now, and you're probably wondering what this is. Well, here we go. As you all know, WWE 2K23 released today, March 14th, 2023, for Deluxe Edition holders. And I happened to buy the Deluxe Edition. You're thinking, oh, awesome, Blind Metal Gamer, that's so cool. Well, guess what? I set the game up, right? I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to set this game up. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to set this up. I'm going to really get in there, kick some ass, do some cool shit with it. And then I find out something that has plagued this game for years and years and years. And you're probably wondering what that is. This game, WWE 2K23, is not accessible. There is absolutely zero accessibility features for players with disabilities. I mean, come on. Visual Concepts, 2K Games, you all have had the WWE games thing going on now since WWE 2K20. Now, granted, you're probably thinking, oh, Blind Metal Gamer, be lenient. This is only the second game or third game with Visual Concepts. No, I'm not going to be lenient. Let me tell you all why. They had, for WWE 2K22, over a year and a half to get this shit together and get it fixed. And yeah, I know this is going to have some cuss words in there, but I got to say what I got to say because I am not a happy man. Not happy. Now, you're thinking, Blind Metal Gamer, what are you thinking? I spent $105 of my own money on this stream. On this game. I spent $105 for the Deluxe Edition. The Deluxe Edition on the PS5 was $99.99. And you're thinking, oh great, you get all the pre-order DLC packs, you get all the unlockables. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but you know what? What really pisses me off is this. As a visually impaired gamer, streamer, and content creator, I want these damn games to be accessible. I mean, there is nothing, and you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, the menu fonts on a black background at the start. No, that's not good enough. There needs to be a menu narrator to help people who are blind or visually impaired navigate the menus. The text size is way too damn small. Even for me on my 40-inch flat screen TV, you all did not consider the fact that there might be visually impaired or blind people that want to play your game, and I'll give you examples. Well, there's myself. I'm going to be streaming the game. I've already bought it, and I've already got it ready to rock and roll for tonight, so I'm going to stream it tonight, and I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to check it out. We have players and content creators such as Illegally Sighted, Super Blind Man, The Sightless One. We have Victor Dima, who's an accessibility advocate. We have tons of other creators with disabilities. Steve Sandler comes to mind. Megazone Otaku comes to mind. And I mentioned these people because we have one thing in common. We all need accessibility. We need this to be accessible because if it's not going to be accessible, what's the point of even buying it? You're probably thinking, Blind Metal Gamer, you wasted your money. What are you doing? Whining, bitching, complaining. You wasted your money on that. Well, you know what? I did it because I thought they were going to improve things. I thought things were going to be improved to the point where things were going to be accessible this year. I thought, okay, hey, 2K23, this is going to be the year, right? Wrong. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And you know what? It really pisses me off that WWE has the money for this. Yes, WWE has the money to do this. If they can spend all this money on Peacock and on all these other things, and then they make their game each year, it's a yearly thing. So you're probably thinking, oh, Blind Metal Gamer, EA makes their games every year. What's the big deal? Well, here's the thing. EA actually gives a damn about accessibility. EA, with Madden NFL 23 and 22, they've got menu narrators. They've got ways to help the players play the game that need it. NHL has a menu narrator. You have other games like the Ubisoft games that have menu narration and other accessibility features. So there's no excuse for Visual Concepts and WWE games to not make this happen. So what WWE needs to do is either A, set aside a budget for Visual Concepts and 2K games to make this accessibility happen, or B, you need to get EA to make your games, because believe me, WWE's lack of accessibility, it really, really offends me. It pisses me off, because all they had to do was set aside X amount of money, and they've got the money to do it. WWE has the money to make this accessible, an accessible experience for every player. I mean, hell, we have the Wrestling Code coming out, which I'm going to be checking out. We got AEW Fight Forever coming out potentially this year. I'm going to buy that and check it out too. Because you know what, WWE? Let me explain something, though. The way I look at it. When you all make these WWE 2K games every year, in 2024, you all may have lost a customer. I'm going to tell you right now, when WWE 2K24 gets announced, if I hear of no accessibility features, and I hear of things just being the same old copy and paste show that you got now, I will not buy your game ever again. Unless you either A, give Visual Concepts a set budget just for accessibility, to hire a consultant to help make your game as accessible as it can be, or B, hire another developer who gives a damn about accessibility to make your releases like EA, because you know why? EA does the same thing with their sports games year over year, and yet I don't buy them. And why? Because I'm a WWE fan. I like WWE games. I like wrestling, and I like your games. They're good. The gameplay from when I set the game up, is solid. Your graphics are solid. Your gameplay is solid. Hell. But the one thing that's lacking is accessibility. You all clearly do not. You missed the boat when it came to accessibility in your video games, and you know that. You all knew there was no accessibility, and you knew there wasn't going to be any. That's why when I asked, and I'm not going to rage on, Smack Talks or any other content creators who cover the game. I understand that they have to be under NDA. They have to be very, very hush-hush about what they talk about. And I understand that. I fully understand that. So Smack Talks, any content creators that might be in this, in the shout-out section, in my description, this does not affect you. However, Visual Concepts, 2K Games, I openly reached out to you all on Twitter and asked, would there be accessibility features in this game? And what did I get for my efforts? I got nothing. I got absolutely no response. None. So that shows me right there, I don't think Visual Concepts gives a damn about accessibility. Oh, woo, the controls, they're more easier to do finishers and signatures. Whoop-de-doo. Well, add accessibility features into your games. I get you want to focus on online features. I get you want to make your gameplay better. But I, as a content creator who's visually impaired, am asking for accessibility, such as menu narration to help navigate menus. Maybe an alternate control scheme for those that might need that, customizable controls. Okay, I'll give a perfect example. The pin system. In the new game, you flick the right stick up when your white cursor is over this red meter thing. Well, here's my issue with that. If the player cannot see, or the player has trouble seeing, how is he or she going to know when to flick the stick up? There needs to be some sort of audio cue, maybe ding, 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 or ding, to let you know when to flick that stick up. And then, maybe for the submissions, adjust it where you can hold the buttons instead of having to tap them. And for God's sake, make it where you can take any control adjustments online and don't just keep them offline. Again, that's another barrier to accessibility because people that want to play online like me and stream their matches online, if they can't do or use the controls online, what's the point of it? I mean, these controls, if you're going to be able to change them, make them not only customizable in terms of changes, but make it where you can change the controls and take it online with you or use them offline. As for navigational assistance, what you would need would be menu narration for blind and visually impaired audiences. Another thing I would like to say is that I think that as far as accessibility, it's lacking. Overall, it is lacking. EA makes their sports games every year, WWE. Every single year, EA comes up with new NHL games, new Madden games. And you know what they do? They make their game accessible to players who are visually impaired or blind and for players with disabilities. Now, what makes me what irks me is this. If they can do it, WWE, why can't you have Visual Concepts do this? Why can't you have Visual Concepts do what you all need them to do, which is make it accessible? I mean, come on. Set aside a budget for it if you have to, Vince. You've got the money. The money in the freaking billions. You have it. So I think you all should either A, set aside a budget for accessibility, or B, just let EA make your games. Hell, EA's got every other sports license on the market. They got UFC, PGA, NHL, NFL. They don't have the NBA license, but it wouldn't surprise me if they picked it up yet. Next. But I mean, Vince, WWE Games. All I'm asking you as a visually impaired content creator and a streamer, make your games accessible to players with disabilities and make your games more accessible. That way you can reach more players and get more money. Because I know you want that sweet, sweet money. That's your motivation in life. So if you want more money, make your game accessible. And that way you'll reach people. You will reach more people with disabilities. You'll reach more players. You'll reach people that actually want to play your games, but at this current time, they're either going to have issues with it or can't play it altogether because you don't have accessibility in mind. That's my issue, my one gripe with WWE 2K23. Now you're probably thinking, oh, Blind Metal Gamer, you're just bitching and moaning and crying because it's not accessible. I'm not bitching and moaning and crying. I'm just pissed off. I'm raging. I'm ranting because it's not accessible. And yeah, I bought it. And to be fair, I will be streaming it live here on the channel. I'm not going to be one of those, oh, I bought the game and found out that it wasn't accessible, refund. No, I paid my hard-earned money for that game. I'm going to get my mileage out of it. I'm just saying, WWE, for future, for 2K24 and beyond, make your WWE 2K wrestling games fully accessible for players with disabilities on the same level as EA or Ubisoft. And if you can't do that and if Visual Concepts can't do that, WWE, I think you should go to your little board of directors and all these big wigs in suits that have the charge over this stuff, fired Visual Concepts and let EA make it because they give a damn about accessibility. They make their sports games year over year, and they actually give a damn when it comes to accessibility to WWE. I don't think Visual Concepts does. So, with that being said, this rant is now over. And again, I will be streaming live tonight, WWE 2K23. See how it is day one. I will be fair on that aspect, so don't think, oh my god, Blind Metal Gamer is such a jerk, he ain't gonna do nothing. Because I'm going to. I just want it to be, all I'm asking for is make your game accessible. Make your game accessible to those who need accessibility features. Come on, make your games as accessible as you can make them. Because there is no excuse. There is no excuse for this. None. None. I mean, there needs to be some changes. There needs to be changes to this. So if that's going to be an issue going forward, WWE, starting in 2024, it seems like I said, you're releasing these year over year over year, and you're not wanting to make these accessible and make these type of things accessible to players that need it to be accessible. To me, that's unacceptable, WWE. So starting in 24, if you all do not make it accessible and you all do not do something, it doesn't got to be a lot, just make it accessible to those that need it. If this is the way it's going to be, starting with WWE 2K24, I may not be buying your games ever again. Ever again. So with that being said, this has been Blind Metal Gamer signing out, saying so long everyone, and peace out.